Hey you, and welcome back on the mat. My name is Tobi, and today we are attempting a little beginner's strength yoga flow. In a lot of yoga postures, you need a bit more strength in your shoulders and in your core, so we will focus on those areas especially, and we will put all of this in a nice little sequence to make it approachable for everyone. And if you're struggling with some postures, just take your time, repeat them all over again if you are struggling, and come to this practice more often to get stronger and stronger over time. I see you on the mat. Come onto your mat and we start in a seating posture. Get onto your knees on your sit bones, sit cross-legged or on your heels. Your spine and your back is straight. Close your eyes for a moment. The hands are resting on your knees, on your upper legs. And give yourself a moment to arrive here. Give yourself a moment of freedom, of space, of stillness. And find the way to your breath, to yourself, and to your practice. Slowly open your eyes and come onto your hands and knees. The hands are under your shoulders, pressing into the ground. Your knees are under your hips and your upper legs are perpendicular to the ground. Push your hands firmly into the ground and then make circles with your shoulders over your wrists to warm up the hands, the wrists, to get active in those areas, to get them warm. Make smaller circles, make bigger circles, find your way here. Always press the hands into the ground, the arms are super straight. And then change direction, go circles in the other way. Come to the middle and flip your hands so your fingers are pointing to your knees. Your hands are on the ground. If this is too much for you, put your knees closer to your hands, to your fingertips. If that's okay, lean back for a bit. Maybe the palms of your hands lift from the ground a tiny bit, and you stretch your forearms here. Give yourself some repetitions here. Just wiggle to the front and back, to the front and back. And then flip your hands again. Bring the backs of your hands to the ground. Same here. If this is ever too intense, walk your knees closer to your hands. If this is okay, put more pressure on the hands. Try to have your arms as straight as possible. I know this is quite intense, and if you're not used to the stretch, you probably have your arms bent, and that's okay. Try to bring all fingers down to the ground, especially the thumb. Give yourself one more moment here. And then release the hands. Sit your bum to your heels. Shake out the hands. Maybe you feel a bit tightness here or a bit intensity. Bring the hands back to the front of the mat. Your toes are touching the ground, and then slowly let your knees leave the floor. Your knees are floating over the mat. Your core is engaged. And we're slowly starting with the practice. We're getting warmer here. We're getting active in the glutes, in the core, in the hands, the arms. And then put the knees down again. Put the backs of your feet down again. Press the hands firmly into the ground. And then the arms stay straight the whole time. Try to turn your biceps more to the front. So spin your arms around. The elbows is pointing back and the eye of your arm is pointing to the front. Then slowly let your chest drop. The arms stay straight and the chest is dropping to the ground. Your shoulder blades are coming together on your back. And then reverse, push your back to the sky. Your shoulder blades are pulling in different directions. Sink down again, chest to the ground, arms stay straight, shoulder blades touch on your back. Push your back to the sky again, sink down. Be mindful here with the movement. Try to round your back and push the back as high as you can to the sky. Sink down again, bring the shoulder blades as close together as you can. Try to imagine a pencil between your shoulder blades you're trying to crush. In reverse, push the back to the sky again and sink down one more time. Come to neutral pose and put your toes again down to the ground. Lift the knees. Float for a moment here. Get active in your whole body slowly. Maybe you're also already feeling some heat, some temperature rising in your body. And then slowly push your hips up to the sky. Your legs are getting straighter. Your back is very long and straight. Maybe you make some movements here to get in your down dog. Be a bit animalistic here. The important thing is that your hands are pushing firmly into the ground, especially your thumb and your point finger, so your first finger. And then slowly get static, push your hips more to the back of the mat. Your back is super straight, the hips is pushing back. Your legs can be bent, it's not an issue if they are bent, and the heels don't need to touch the ground. If you can, that's fine. If you can't, also amazing. Stay here for a moment, arrive in your down dog. And then slowly ripple to the front like a big wave. Come into a plank pose. Stay here for a moment. Plank is a super pose to build strength in your shoulders, your arms, your core. If you stay here long enough, it will get pretty exhausting. Push back into your down dog. Roll to the front again like a wave, vertebra by vertebra. The hands are pushing into the ground. Shoulder blades are pulling into different directions. The back is pulling to the sky. Core is activated. Your bum is activated. Your plank should be super active. You not want to be hanging down here. You want to be up here. Slowly bring your knees to the ground. Your arms are still rotating outwards. So your biceps is pulling to the front. Your triceps pulling to the back. The eye of your arm is pointing to the front and your elbow is pointing to the back. Lean your upper body more forward. The shoulders are coming over your fingertips probably, or your wrists. Then slowly bend your arms. Back is still straight. Your chest is coming closer to the ground. Your arms get into a 90 degrees angle and then push up again. The bum is going back more to your heels, to your feet. Then slowly move to the front again. The shoulders are coming over your hands again. Arms still rotated, still pressing into the ground. The biceps is pulling to the front. Bend your arms. Chest is lowering down. Push up again. Move back for a bit and then roll to the front again. Shoulders over the wrist. Bend chaturanga on your knees. Elbows always very close to your body. Push up. Move to the back. Roll to the front. 2 more. Bend your arms. Chest in direction to the ground. Arms 90 degrees angle. Push up. 1 more time. Lower down. And press up. Bring your forearms to the ground. Forearms are parallel. Hands to the ground. Elbows push into the ground as well. Put your toes to the mat behind you. And then press your hips up for dolphin pose. Dolphin looks like the downward facing dog, just that you have your forearms on the ground. They're pushing into the ground and you're pushing your chest in the direction of your feet. So you're pushing yourself away from the hand, from the arms. to open up your shoulders, strengthen your shoulders. Get a bit more opening here, because most people have pretty tight shoulders at the beginning when they start yoga. I can count me in on that. I had so super tight shoulders, so I was struggling with a lot of poses, especially the handstand. So dolphin is the perfect treatment for that. Nobody likes the pose at the beginning, but the benefits are truly worth it. Release the knees to the ground. Slowly come to the front. Bring your belly, your chest to the ground. Bring the forearms again parallel. The hands to the ground and come to Sphinx pose. Back up the feet on the ground. The elbows are under your shoulders. The gaze is going to the front. The hands are pulling onto and then pulling the ground in the direction to you. And the gaze is going to the front and your chest is pulling to the front. So you have a slight opening in the front area of your body and a slight compression in your lower back. Slowly release. Bring your chest to the ground. Put your fingertips right and left next to you. Maybe outside of your mat. Depends on how wide you are. I'm a bit wider, so my hands are outside of my mat. The fingertips are pressing into the ground. Your hip is pressing into the ground. The backs of your feet is pressing into the ground. Try not to put too much weight on your fingertips, just a bit. And then slowly roll up into your cobra, vertebra by vertebra. Your neck is the last vertebra which is coming up. And then exhale, roll down again. The inhale brings you up into your cobra pose. Exhale, roll down again. Inhale, try to work from your back and not from your arms or your hands. Roll down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale brings you up. Exhale brings you down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Stay down. Bring the forearms to the ground again. Like we were in the Sphinx pose, the hands to the ground, elbows under your shoulders. Put your toes to the ground again and then come up in the low plank on your forearms. Same here as in the high plank. Your shoulder blades are pulling in different directions. Your back is pulling to the sky. Your bum is activated. The core is activated. And you try to be active in your whole body. You're not sinking down here into your shoulders. You push yourself out of your shoulders. The back is pulling to the sky the whole time. Try not to sink down. Try to surrender here for a couple more breaths. You can do this. I'm pretty sure of that. Stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your knees down. Walk yourself back to your heels. Grab your hand behind your bum. Make a fist. Pull the fist down to the ground. The chest is pulling to the front. The gaze is slightly going up. Inhale deeply in your chest. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale deeply in your chest. Exhale out of your mouth. One more time. Inhale into your chest. Exhale out of your mouth. Slowly release the hands behind your back. Take another moment. And we get to the second round, not second side. Bring the hands to the front again. Your feet are pushing into the ground and then come up into your downward facing dog. One more time. Same thing as the round before. Same reps. Same exercises. You know what is coming. You know what you will do. So slowly ripple to the front into your plank pose. Hands to the ground. Your arms are slightly, and not slightly, they are rotating. So the biceps is pulling to the front, the triceps is pulling to the back. Shoulder blades are pulling in different directions back to the sky. I can't say it often enough. Stay here, be active, and then slowly push yourself back into your down dog. Roll to the front again. And then slowly bring your knees to the ground, set them down. The shoulders are shifting to the front. And we are attempting another round of chaturangas on our knees. So bend the arms, shoulders coming closer to the ground. Arms 90 degrees angle, elbows close to the body. And then push yourself up again. Shift to the back for a moment, release the hand. Shift to the front again, bend your arms, chest closer to the ground. Push up, come back, roll to the front, bend your arms, sink down, push yourself up, push yourself back, come to the front, shoulders over wrist, sink down, push yourself up, press back 2 more times, come to the front, sink down, 90 degrees angle in your arms, push up, and back, and one last time. Bend your arms, give it everything you got, and hold here for a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Shift back, bring your forearms to the ground, forearms, hands are pushing into the ground, and then come into your dolphin pose. Gaze onto your feet or onto the end of the mat. You can also shift your gaze between your elbows. It's a nice place to have your gaze if you're trying to attempt something like a forearm stand, which is approachable from this pose, but we're not doing it today. You can also walk your feet closer to your elbows, to your head, so you have more tension in your shoulders, and you can also bend your knees more if this pose is not so approachable with long, straight legs. The important thing is that you feel something in the shoulder, and I bet you do. So stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down again. Come more to the front, onto your forearms into swings pose. Backs of the feet on the ground, hands, elbows on the ground. Hands are pulling the ground to you, and your chest is pulling more to the front. If you're not able to do all the reps or all the time in some poses, that's okay. No worries about that. Just try to come back. Try to give the practice, the poses, everything you got. And then over time you will build strength. Strength is something you can build quite fast if you stay true to your practice and come back onto your mat on a regular basis. Bring your chest to the ground. Bring the fingertips again to each side of your chest of your mat. Inhale, roll up into your cobra pose. Exhale, roll down. Try to release one finger of each hand from the ground, maybe the thumb. Try to balance on 4 fingers here. And slowly roll up again into your cobra pose. And sink down. Maybe lift off another finger, maybe just 3 fingers on the ground now. Try to lift up and come down. Maybe you're brave today and you just leave another finger out here and you're just on 2 fingers on each hand. Roll up and down. Maybe you're super brave and you're just giving it 1 finger on each hand. Roll up, inhale. Exhale, roll down. Release every finger. Lift both hands from the ground and try to roll up just with the strength of your back. Roll down. 1 more time just with the strength of your back. And roll down. Push your hands into the ground beside your chest. And then slowly push yourself up in an upward facing dog. The gaze is going to the front. The knees can stay on the ground for now. Try to roll your shoulders onto your back. Gaze to the front. chest is pulling more to the front. Try to activate your glutes, your bum here. And if you want to be accurate, you can lift the knees from the ground to push yourself out of your shoulders a bit more. And slowly roll back into your downward facing dog. Roll to the front again into your plank pose. Bring your forearms to the ground. Again for a low plank variation on your forearms. Same here as in the plank before. You know the cues, you know what I want from you. Your back is going to the sky. Push yourself out of your shoulders and your glutes are also activated here. Stay here for a couple breaths. Try to focus more on your breathing pattern. That you have long and mindful breath here. Don't focus on the time that is passing and that is still in front of you. Slowly bring your knees to the ground. Walk back to your feet. Try to have the toes on the ground and sit on your heels, now a bit higher than before. Grab your hands behind your back. Pull the fist down. Arch your back a bit. The chest is pulling upward. The gaze is going upwards. Inhale into your chest. Chest is pulling more to the front. Exhale, pull the fist a bit down. Inhale, chest high. Exhale, fist more down. Inhale, chest high. Exhale, fist more down. Slowly release and bring the hands to the ground again. On the front of the mat, push up in your downward facing dog. Good job until here now. Very strong from you. It's amazing that you stick to the practice until now. Inhale, roll to the front. Push your left hand into the ground and roll onto the left side of your left foot, onto the outside of your left foot. The right hand is pulling up into the sky and we're in the high plank on your left hand, on a high side plank on your left hand and your left foot. Try to push the hips more up and more to the front so you're very parallel to the wall behind or in front of you. Then slowly put the right hand down to the ground and switch sides. You're on the right hand, the right foot, the left hand is pulling to the sky. Stay here for a moment. Bring the left hand back to the ground. Push your hips back into your downward facing dog. Shift the gaze to the front, between your hands to the top of the mat. Slowly bend your arms and try to pull yourself very close to the mat. Maybe your face is almost touching the ground and then push yourself up into your upward facing dog. Amazing. Roll back into your downward facing dog. And the same on another round. Roll to the front. Come into your plank pose. Roll to the left side. Left hand, left foot on the ground. Right hand is pulling up to the sky. If this is ever too hard for you, put your right foot down to the ground as a kickstand to support you here on this journey. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right hand down. Roll to the other side. Left hand is pulling up to the sky. Hold here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left hand down. Push yourself back into your downward facing dog. Gaze to the front, to the top of the mat. Slowly bend your arms. Pull yourself to the front and then up into your upward facing dog. Roll back, downward facing dog. And slowly bring your knees down. Cross your legs and come onto your bum. For the last stretch of this practice, a last bit work for the core. So bring your legs up for Navasana, the boat pose. The legs are parallel to the ground, the hands pulling to the front, the chest is pulling also to the front, back straight. Exhale slowly, lower to the ground. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the ground. Inhale up, down, and up. Pay attention that your whole lower back is coming to the ground when you're going down. Go down and up, down and up, and down. 2 more. And 1 more. Come up, bring your feet down, rest for a moment for another last round and last active stretch of this practice. Give yourself some time to recover. Find your breath again if you lost it. And slowly come into your boat again. And go down into your low boat and hold it. The whole lower back is on the ground, the hands pulling to the front and maybe also going to the back if you want some more here in this pose. Your feet are pushing into one another. As I said, the whole lower back is onto the ground. The shoulders are lifted. Your core is activated. Your feet are activated. Your legs are activated. And you're holding for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. You made it. Amazing job. Give yourself a moment here. Just let everything melt to the ground for a moment here. Try to release all the tension you build up. And slowly bring your knees to the chest. We will finish this off with some passive twists. So grab your right knee, let the left leg go strong, long and straight to the ground. And then bring the right knee to the left side of your mat, to the ground. Open your right arm to the other side and come into a nice little twist here to finish this practice off. You can always put something under your left knee if this is ever too intense for you. Give yourself some time here. Maybe you close the eyes for the moment, find a deeper and more meaningful breathing pattern here. And then slowly switch sides. The right leg is going long into the ground. Pull your left knee in. Bring it to the other side. Straighten your left arm to the left side. Gaze going upwards or to your left hand. And the eyes are maybe closed. Find stillness. Find rest. Find the meaning in not moving here for the moment. And slowly come to the middle. Pull your knees into your chest one more time. Lift your head up. Pull the head also to the knees. Become a little package here. Pull everything as close together as you can. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs completely. Hold your breath. Exhale out of your mouth. Release everything to the ground. Welcome to the final pose. Welcome to Shavasana. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana for a bit longer, take some rest here, recover. And I hope you took something with you out of this practice. You felt that you will build some strength with those movements. And I hope you come back to this practice on a regular basis to find your strength a bit more often and improve this part of your practice. I'm super happy that you're hanging around with me, that you show up onto the mat, and I would love you to support the channel, support me with my work when you want. Like the video, give me some feedbacks in the comments, or also subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thanks for hanging around with me. Peace out. Your Tobi.